Well, hello everyone, and welcome to Wellness Wednesday. Welcome back to our regular group who join us every week. And also I see there's some new folks, so welcome to you as well. Just a little bit about us. Here at the Krame Center, it's our mission to help people become more resilient and live better lives through the programming that we offer. Every week we have these free meditations on Wednesday, and each month we feature a theme. So I hope that you will continue to join us for our meditations and for some of our other programs. So we continue our month of rebirth and renewal with this week's theme of spring blossoms. And I would like to begin with a quote from the Buddha. If we could see the miracle of a single flower clearly, our whole life would change. So last week's theme was planting seeds, and this week we'll explore how planting these seeds can lead to new possibilities that blossom in our hearts and in our lives. So we can look outside and begin to see the daffodils sprouting, new buds on the trees, the birds beginning to chirp. As nature awakens and spring blossoms, both literally and figuratively, we can feel the sense of renewal as we shed the winter. So the season of spring represents an awakening, a warming, a cleansing period, and time of rebirth and renewal. So this idea of cleansing after a long winter is not lost on us and is captured well in the idea of spring cleaning that so many of us are inspired to do. Spring also represents the morning and childhood. And just like the spring, our body temperature warms up in the morning. We typically bathe in the morning and eliminate waste in the morning to start the day fresh. So the morning is the youth of our day. And in the spirit of cleansing, we can think of it as a time to get rid of the old, get rid of things that no longer serve us, whether it's material things or our attitudes, beliefs, and habits. So it really is a time for personal growth and new beginnings. And it's a time to plant seeds, such as we did last week, to begin to awaken and warm up to new attitudes and ideas, to begin fresh. Because remember, in mindfulness, every moment is an opportunity to begin anew or to begin fresh. And so spring is also an opportunity to put into action the things that we really wish to see blossom in our lives. So as we come out of the winter and once we've planted our seeds, whatever they may be, we can water them, carefully tend to them, and then watch them grow. And in this process, I offer this to you, that it's wise to give ourselves kindness, being gentle with ourselves, taking the time to cultivate and care for our own emotional well-being, to pave the way for healthy and sustainable growth and rebirth, new ideas, new possibilities. So consider, do we nurture ourselves with loving kindness or harsh self-criticism? And that's really important, to focus on being kinder and gentler to ourselves. So this week, we will focus on bringing self-compassion and kindness to how we water the seeds that we've planted, and then watch our spring blossoms emerge, bloom, and thrive. So each spring, the rosebud blooms again, and we can explore how new possibilities can blossom in our hearts and our own lives. So I'm going to invite you now to find a comfortable posture, because we're going to move into our formal meditation practice. So finding a posture that feels comfortable and supportive. And then if it's possible, I invite you to close your eyes or just softening the gaze. And so now just taking a few easy breaths and perhaps releasing any tension that you may be feeling, or maybe taking a moment to notice where in the body you might be feeling tension, whether it's in the head, forehead, or the cheeks, or the jaw, neck and shoulders. And then just inviting a softening. And I'm also going to invite you to place a hand over your heart or anywhere else that feels supportive and soothing. And if not, that's fine too. And this is really just as a reminder that we are bringing warmth and affection to our awareness, to our breathing, and to ourselves. And of course, you can release the hand at any time. But perhaps feeling the warmth of your hand and leaning into the warmth of your own touch. So just tuning into how that feels, feeling your own warm, caring touch. Just softening into this moment of presence and of awareness and of warmth. And now turning your attention to the breath. Just begin noticing your breathing in your body. Just feeling your body breathe in and feeling your body breathe out with each breath. And then maybe noticing how your body is nourished with each in-breath. And maybe it relaxes just a little bit more with each out-breath. So this sense of filling up and of releasing with each inhale and each exhale. So see if you can let your body just breathe you, not needing to control or change anything, but just letting the body breathe you as it does every moment of every day of your life. There's nothing you need to do. That's just softening into the support of your own body breathing, giving you life, sustaining you. And maybe just beginning to notice the rhythm of your own breath cycle. Just following along as if being kept company by a dear friend. The breath. dear friend, and anchor into the body and anchor into presence. And as you're noticing the rhythm of your own breathing, perhaps becoming aware of the gentle movement of the body, maybe just noticing the rise and fall of the belly with each breath, or maybe noticing the expansion of the rib cage on the inhalation and the gradual deflation of the lungs on the exhalation. So just staying with this gentle rocking motion that your own body and your own breath is creating. Just breath by breath. Like the sea ebbing and flowing. And perhaps being gently caressed by this internal rocking motion. Just floating in a sea of your own breath. Maybe even having some gratitude for the breath that supports and nourishes us. And you may notice that the mind wanders, which is perfectly fine because that is what the mind knows how to do. And when that happens, just gently guiding it back to the breath, following along the rhythm of your own breath cycle, feeling the gentle rocking motion, breath by breath. And now the invitation is to call to mind one of the seeds that you planted in last week's meditation, or simply reflecting on something you'd like to see shift in your life, or something that needs tending to, or perhaps just envisioning what is possible for yourself. Just allowing a moment of reflection to see what comes up. What is a shift or a change or a new possibility that you'd like to invite into your life. So now, while a few things may have come up, just settling on one of those in this moment. And now perhaps acknowledging that as the spring is arriving with its season of warming, of awakening, of cleansing, we too can see our own connection to the rebirth and renewal in nature. And perhaps recognizing that this season of change is available to us simply by turning inwards, seeing our own internal budding rose waiting to bloom. And also recognizing that just as Mother Nature tends to her garden with the care of fertile soil and seeds, sunshine and rain, we can feed our own seeds of possibility with encouragement, kindness, and befriending. Saying some encouraging words to yourself, or once again, placing your hand over your heart, just allowing the warmth of your own touch to be the encouragement that you need. And just breathing with this warm intention towards yourself. And all the possibility and potential that we can each bring forth in this life. What is it you plan to do with your one wild and precious life? I'm taking a moment now, perhaps choosing some words that may be helpful to hear in this moment as you begin tending to the seeds that you've planted in your own garden. Maybe those words sound something like, "You've got this." It may take time to make this change, but that's okay. I know you can do this. I'm excited for you and all the wonderful possibilities that lay ahead. So, just taking a moment to reflect on words that you wish to hear. So, not straining to find the perfect words, but finding the right words that resonate with you in this moment. And knowing that you can always come back to this practice and fine tune the words. But now settling on a few words or a phrase, and then just beginning to silently repeat them whispering these words of encouragement, these kind words of encouragement into your own ear. Beginning to receive these words and really soaking up their meaning. Imagine taking a warm bath and allowing these words to wash over you, or sitting in the warm sunlight soaking them in. Savoring the words, enjoying the kind words you're giving yourself. Whether you wish to make a minor shift in habit, mend a relationship, take up a hobby, or make a major life change, remember the strength and power of the words that you say to yourself, the strength and power of the stories you tell yourself, and the running narrative that you keep. Are they encouraging or are they critical? We have the opportunity to shape our internal dialogue, to give ourselves kindness instead of cold. If we just turn inwards and set an intention to do so. Maybe that in and of itself is a seed worthy of planting. May I be kinder to myself. May I change the stories that I tell. And so now perhaps releasing this practice, knowing that you can always return to it at a later time. And then just resting in your own experience. Just as it is. And we'll end with a poem, The Summer Day by Mary Oliver. Who made the world? Who made the swan and the black bear? Who made the grasshopper? This grasshopper, I mean. The one who has flung herself out of the grass, the one who is eating sugar out of my hand, who is moving her jaws back and forth instead of up and down, who is gazing around with her enormous and complicated eyes. Now she lifts her pale forearms and thoroughly washes her face. Now she snaps her wings open and floats away. I don't know exactly what a prayer is. I do know how to pay attention, how to fall down into the grass, how to kneel down into the grass, how to be idle and blessed, how to stroll through the fields, which is what I've been doing all day. Tell me, what else should I have done? Doesn't everything die at last and too soon? Tell me, what is it you plan to do with your one wild and precious life? So, as you're ready, just bringing your awareness back, reorienting yourself, allowing the eyes to gently open if they were closed, maybe giving a stretch to the neck, rolling the shoulders, whatever your body's calling for in this moment, just feel free to do it. So, just a couple of reminders. We are going to be offering a mindful self compassion course this spring, which really builds on the themes that we explore during our weekly meditations. And also, please don't forget to register for next week's meditation, which is on the spring equinox. And then lastly, please follow us on social media. We provide all kinds of tips and reminders throughout the week that tie into the meditations. So it's a way of staying connected to the themes, to yourself, really, right? It's all about being connected to ourselves and finding presence and being present to our own lives. So I want to thank you all very much for joining me today, and I hope to see you next week. Lastly, an invitation for the upcoming week. Take some time this week to reflect on what's alive for you in this moment and consider what would you like to see blossom in your life. And perhaps jot some things down as they occur to you, journal on them, or just contemplate the steps that you might take or strategies that you might put into place to make these real in your life. So I'm going to leave you with that. Thank you all again so much. I will see you soon.